Lovely Laveau and fam are something else.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's the other show. My apologies. What's going on? What's happening? What it is? What it was? What it could be? I am IlFam79 on your social media of choice. But more importantly, shout out to my tag team partner.
You know who it is? It's your girl, Lovely Laveau. You can find me everywhere with the big blue hair. And today we kind of have a saucy guest, if I do say so myself.
Saucy?
Saucy. It's a lot of sauce in it, you know. As someone who's had the pleasure of unfortunately accidentally got splashed with the sauce just because I was in his vicinities, I'll tell more about that later. It don't sound like what you think. It sounds dirtier than what it was. But
Yeah. It's very
I
early.
do.
We are sub 2 minutes and we've already got the sauce splashing.
It's flashy size, but of course we have my brethren, CeeHawk, the milkman, the light skinned Adonis, Michael Ely the third, all of those things. Hi, friend.
How's it going? How you doing?
welcome to Something Else, where I get to terrorize you on camera for at least 30 minutes, and I'm excited.
Not as excited as I am. It's fun for me too, believe it or not. This is cool.
Well, if y'all can't tell, he doing something. Clearly, he's busy.
No. I'm staying distracted enough to where I don't get caught up too much, so I can be loose. I don't want to be too focused on what you're saying to where I censor myself and don't say what I really want to say. So yeah, I'm keeping it the way it needs to be.
So we getting PG cam?
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you getting loose cam in the best possible way. Trust me.
Okay. Speaking of loose cam,
Yo.
Nah. What's in the glass? So I see you got a nice little, you know what I mean?
Call it, man. It came in this little bottle. Young lady I know was in
Shout out to her.
Italy, Barcelona somewhere. Bought this little concoction that they bottle themselves and they got like this special thing. So I was like, hey, it's a good night to try.
Huh.
Interesting.
So very, very refined gentleman. Drinking the finest nectar. Sister Lovely, what's in that cauldron that you drinking out of?
Actually, today is just cran apple.
Just looks like a house with some cran apple juice.
Very just nice. Cran apple today. That's it. No Terramana, no Jim Beam, no nothing crazy.
No what was that stuff you was drinking with Faye?
Oh, the dick alcohol? None of that. That's out. That's been gone.
Huh.
What you got?
I am drinking it's Salga Tuck.
Nigga, what?
It's a Salga Tuck Brewing Company's made a strawberry lemonade shandy.
Oh wow. Niggas drink shandy?
Oh, nigga, you go down Camden Yards, which is the most beautiful baseball park in the country.
Shout out to Baltimore.
Whole time, you already know. You bugging out. And they have a nice lemon summer shandy. It's like a lemon flavor shandy. It's very, you know what I mean? If you go down Camden Yards and you go down there and watch the O's, the A's on, you mean go down there and watch the A's. Enjoy your good little shandy.
No,
brother Cam, brother CeeHawk, you've been around the area before, correct?
Yes, sir. I'm from Camp Springs, as a matter of fact.
From Camp Springs down there, I remember as a youngster, my uncle was in the Air Force and would take us down to the air show over there at the Andrews Air Force Base from time to time.
Yes, sir. That's where I was born. Malcolm Grove Medical Center. That's where I was born. I grew up Rosewood Court on Andrews Air Force Base. Yes, sir.
Okay, so what did you take with you from the area?
Shit, my love of Old Bay, I guess. No, so my whole family's from like the Upper Marlboro area.
Okay. Big
I
Mama
think
song.
just that sensibility, man. Maryland, it's weird. When you describe Maryland, it's kind of like describing Houston, where everybody lives adjacent to Houston. Very few people live in the city specifically, but it's all suburbs that surround it. So, like, living in Maryland, I got family in Brandywine and Croom and Waldorf and Bowie, just Landover, like everywhere. And so I think that sense of community, because you had to go somewhere to be somewhere, but everybody was still close. And so I think the biggest thing was I always kept my family, my friends around me very, very close, because you would have to travel to go see everybody. You would like literally leave town to go see your friends and go see your family, but you only drive in 10 minutes. So it always felt close. So I always like wanted to keep everybody as close as I could, whether we were 10 minutes away or an hour away. So that's the biggest thing from living there. And of course, I got a sensibility for seafood and takeout, and that's just kind of how I've always been built. So, the all the fun stuff. I like to go fishing when I can, the fun stuff. Absolutely.
Well, speaking of your taste, question. So if we go jump right into your taste, brethren, is Maryland where you got your toxicity from, or did that come from Texas? Because
I come from a long line of light-skinned people, right?
Texas.
So it's gosh, I left when I was really, really young. So that's not where I got it from, but it was a thing where I took my best friend. My late best friend. I took him to Maryland one time, and my best friend, God rest his soul, was a Mexican dude. And we would go to like, we go to like the high school parties and the college parties and the malls and stuff. And he was always like, he would always joke about me like not talking to black girls, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, yeah, it's funny, whatever. But it was kind of a thing where like the community's super small, like where we from, like in San Antonio. Like there are black people, but it ain't like a whole bunch of them. And so, like you be around the girls who are around, right? So I said, I'm taking him to Maryland. I said, look, I want to explain something to you. I know your jokes are funny. I know you think you know what's going on. When we go out here, I want you to understand, like, this is a black community. So the aesthetic is different. They carry themselves different. They dress different. Their hair is different. Their makeup is different. He was like, yeah, whatever. Now we got out there, that man's jaw dropped when the plane landed and go back up till we got back on the plane, man. It was a different thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's way easier to be toxic where we're from, because there's so few of like me around. I got to get away with what I wanted, right? You can't do that in no Maryland, man. You another dude out there. And so, I definitely developed that in Texas. Absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, listen, when I tell you, when you talk about the area, right? You talk about the DMV area. Mm-hmm. It's a elite hold'em out there. Like, yeah, it's joints everywhere,
every direction. It's everywhere. Don't make no sense. And
jobs and everything. Like the young gentlemen such as yourself can do very well in this area.
They got jobs.
Like
the bar is in hell. If that's what made you pop, they got
no. I'm sorry. When I'm an adult, when I say jobs, I don't mean.
You mean they got careers?
They don't work down the cow doors. You know what I mean? They meet you on. You know what I mean? They meet you on a break in a nice little pantsuit. You know what I mean?
Okay, because you say jobs, I'm like, baby, if that's the line.
You in this area that's like super like government funded. Like my aunt works for the CIA. She's my godmother, so I know her my whole life. She still ain't told me what she does for a living. You know what I'm saying? Like you can really go out there and like, be a civilian and make it, be in the military and come up. Like, yeah, it's a different world. Absolutely.
That's crazy. All I know is getting in trouble in Maryland.
Well, that's you. I mean, I don't know if that's a state line thing. That's just you.
So you don't have any trouble in Maryland?
Now, what the hell did that mean?
I'm just saying. I've been around you when you talked about Maryland and who you know in Maryland, and when the people you knew in Maryland was around, and I understand the trouble. I get it.
God bless you. Go with your question, brother Fam.
I want to. God dang, I want to know. God dang, who? Nah. Please don't tell me right here.
No, it's not as bad as it sounds. Cameron has this narrative that he's trying to control. That I've talked to somebody in every damn state on the East Coast.
Well,
and I don't really appreciate that.
I mean, you gotta appreciate it not being true. It's two different things.
Now we run back your receipts.
I'm good. Now I'm cool.
Okay,
I am good.
Shout out to receipts. So I mean, well, hold on. Let's have this Eastern Seaboard discussion then. Just how far north does this go?
Hey, brother.
No, I want to.
This is Cam's interview, brother.
No, this is just a conversation.
Amongst niggas, huh?
Yeah, whole time.
Well, clearly I've dated someone from New York. I've dated
that
someone
far
from
nothing New Hampshire, nothing.
No, that's
Boston.
They get to talking weird.
Get in my car, them niggas. You know what I mean?
No, I have to punch him in the chin. And then I talked to somebody in
with the Harvard Yard, huh?
That's worse than y'all accent. Y'all accent worse than that.
You have to relax. You have to
what?
Relax.
If I got to listen to Cues, Blues, and Clues,
hold on, but your accent way stronger than mine.
Size.
But your accent way stronger than mine.
Whoa, brother. Hey.
Yeah, if as long as I'm not drinking.
Man, this is about the light skin height right here, and you want to turn it on me.
No, I always thought he was in Seattle because his name was CeeHawk. I just
that's crazy.
Look, his name's CeeHawk. He light skinned. I think Russell was. I didn't know what was going on.
Hey, he got all of us. Okay, we didn't know what was going on. Then we fell into the gap. Now we stuck.
Not the gap.
And now we can't get rid of him.
All right, Brother Cam, you are known for a couple of things, right? From what I ascertain, day drinking.
When the sun's up, I do that.
Yeah. Light skinnedness.
Plenty of that.
And you have been labeled as a gentleman who like to play in the snow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Not ideal.
I mean, I guess which of these do you hear the most about from the people that you know in real life?
Oh, I mean, the people I'm with in real life, no, I don't be with no white women. Like, because I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not how we give it up. And it's funny because I got like, I got buddies with like mixed kids, like half white kids, and like it don't come up in conversation because one, we old. Typically, it was a long time ago, and two, like it's just how it was for them. But nah, that never like my friends in real life ain't never seen me with no white women because I don't be with them. Like this whole thing started.
You ain't never struck it. No, man, keep going. I'm sorry.
This whole thing started as a joke. Like it was. I was working out of our north office. I worked for a community college, had an office up north, and I had so much free time. So I made a joke one day where I took my phone in the break room, started recording. I went and got a carton of milk out the fridge, grab it, walk away, turn and look at the camera and leave. I thought it was hilarious, and it was funny like for a long time. But eventually, it got to the point where like white people was making a joke about white women, and I was like, this ain't really funny no more. Like,
so how long have you been the Hulk Hogan of the MWO?
God damn. This was right. This was this must have been 2017, 2018. Because before everything shut down, it's probably like 2018, like it was the joke, but it was like, like when we joking about it, it's funny. Cause like we really get around each other and like see how we live, and like we know the jokes is jokes, but like it was like just random white folks like just joking and joking and joking. I'm like, but you be with white women like for real. like for real. Like, and not by choice. Like that's kind of how you gotta give it up. You don't even really like her. Y'all just happen to be around each other and your parents get along. So like I don't throw the joke back because I don't think it's funny the other way because it's, you know, kind of how they have to live. But yeah, it's like, I think it's one of those things that's funny when it's funny, but it stopped being funny because everybody was telling the joke. And when unfunny people tell jokes, it's not funny. So, you know, I kind of take it in stride. I don't really shoot back about it because, like, you know, it's not how I live. But, you know, it's one of them things that's funny when it's funny. But, like, that's kind of the one, like, I am light-skinned. I do be at brunch. Like, we do that. But, like, you're just not going to see me huddled up with a group of white women just because, for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't even sound fun.
Enjoy life.
Yeah, I mean, they cool. Like, you know, I got nothing against them. Just we ain't got nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we gonna do?
So does something like that kind of make you averse to like, nah, they look cool, but I can't.
Nah, it ain't. Now listen. It ain't that. It ain't that bad. Like, I'm not. You know what? I've never been a what will people say person, and I'm also not a this person might not be cool person. Like, if we in conversation, we in conversation. If we end up hanging out, we hanging out. But like, I don't go into a room full of people and look for the white women. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that dude. Like, we were at like a little pool party.
Hear the internet's disappointment right now.
Yeah,
boy, right? I'm sitting here listening like
we were at a pool party like it's like 2-3 weeks ago, and it's like it's me, my homegirls, and this is guy who's across the way, and he's with like 4 or 5 white girls, right? And so
shout out
we
to my man.
Music, yeah, we playing music, they playing music. You know, it's like he see another brother at the pool, and he starts to act real weird, like you know, like he got to talk to me, but he also got to joke with me about me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dog, like I'm nobody's trying to like encroach on your white women. Like, y'all have fun. And then the white girl ruins it because the white girl says, she's like, you know who you look like? And I just stop. And I put my head down, look at her. I said, Michael Ealy. And she was like, is he the one in barbershop? I was like, yeah. She was like, that's exactly what I was telling my friend. I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. And of course, that made him act even weirder. And it was just like, dog, like,
you didn't find
my problem is I hate people thinking I'm that type of nigga. That's my problem, right? Like, I'm the nigga who is territorial because he happened to find some white girls and really want to be around them and don't want nobody else to experience that. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Like
that
Terry Crews and white girls.
These are my white women.
Exactly. Like, because there's niggas like that. Like, that's what bothers me sometimes is because like people. Somebody DM me recently, like they were coming to Austin for something, and they were like, "Yo, I want to know like the places black people hang out and eat and all that because I want to experience that." Like, you know, she's like, I would have asked you earlier, but I know, you know, people say this and that about you. I'm like, dog, like none of that's further from the truth. Like the jokes is jokes, but it does start to kind of creep into what people actually think about me. So when people realize like I'm cool and I just like really want to kick it and I don't care who I'm around, it throws them off. You know what I'm saying? But
hey, I do have to say this.
Yeah.
Internet is sometimes you can mess with white girls. It's all right. Yeah. It's okay. Go and get them.
Hey, bro. Hey, what you doing? Who are you today?
You figuring life out. Just go and see what happened.
Who are you today?
Just get to the side. Just get on the passenger side of that Accurate and let her drive around.
Oh man,
pay for everything. I'm sorry.
Lovely LeVeaux here at Something Else is not agree with statements that have come from Ill Fam.
No. That was never my life. That was never my life. But I seen it. It's like
so you're not mad about it.
Yeah, I mean.
Listen, I do feel like that though. Kick it with who you want to kick it with. Just don't let it make you switch up. That's the whole thing. Like you got to be you the whole time. Like that's what throws it. Like because I don't know that dude. Like he seemed all right, but I do feel like he was putting on because of who he was around, and that's not necessary, man. Like
shout out to them niggas. I've been on that vacation. I've been on that vacation where you outside and it's a bunch of, you know what I mean? You out there with the whites. And you know what I mean, and you happen to be the sprinkle in the crowd, and then the one black dude that's usually with the whites hits you with
scared.
It's a whole different dude, man.
Sup,
Super
brother?
territorial over his white folks, and I will never understand. They not that cool. They all right. Like I don't get it. It don't add up.
One of my favorite things that you are known for, though, is day drinking. I have done quite a bit of day drinking.
Yes,
I am
sir.
old, and drinking at night just makes me sleepy at this point. What is your day drinking arsenal? Like, what's like if if it's 11:30, 12 o'clock, and you gotta tie one on? What's in the cup? You want to start fast?
Typically, I'm a vodka guy. Like typically vodka, if we're doing like if we at the crib hanging out and we kicking it, it's gonna be vodka. Like because you can mix with everything, vodka, orange juice, vodka, cranberry juice, vodka soda if you cutting weight. You can do all that kind of stuff, right? If we're like at a bar somewhere during the day and it's like not like a brunch thing, we just out there like kicking it, like we watching March Madness early or something like that, it's whiskey. I'm a whiskey guy. And so thing about whiskey is you can sip it real slow. Mm-hmm. And so, you kind of end up remembering the rest of the day. So yeah, typically I'm a vodka guy, whiskey guy. I don't really do too much like White Claws and stuff like that. I think you're just filling up your stomach and not feeling nothing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like that's why you gotta avoid the white folks. But yeah. Typically, I'm a vodka guy during the day for sure. Of course, if we're doing the brunch thing on a Sunday, it's the big $20 32-ounce mimosa that we're gonna hold on to for as long as we can. But yeah, that's typically what's in the mix.
It's 30-20. That's not bottomless.
Depends on the spot.
Yeah, depends on where you at. Because sometimes it's cheaper to just get the picture.
Yeah, when we were with
a nice.
I mean, that's a restaurant thing. Like if we're sitting down to eat, then we're doing like restaurant we typically go to. If we're sitting down to eat, they're $2 until like 4 o'clock, and so
$2 a month.
Yeah, $2 till like 4 o'clock. So we rolling like
we understand.
And then the spot where I took Faye, that's where they have like the larger ones that you can go through. So yeah, it all depends on the spot we're in.
Yo, everywhere I go for brunch, they get sick of us, right? We're a family, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And especially it's a Cuban spot in Baltimore. We always hit. Shout out cousin Matt for finding the spot. So they bring pictures, right? They bring pictures of the mimosas to the table. It's like a picnic seating inside though, like the benches, and they always one on both ends, one in the middle. And when I tell you they drop them off, we empty them. They go back and fill it up they get sick of us.
No, but get it.
Right.
No, this is Baltimore. Yeah. Lower Havana, you know what I mean? Nice little spot downtown. In town in Baltimore. If you ever get a chance, man, you know what I mean? Try that jerk chicken. It's amazing. But the whole spread they got in there, man. Listen, I'm a brunch dude. I like a brunch because I can go home and be drunk. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm
saying be at the crib feeling good. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Take you a nice long Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening nap. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Now I'll probably just go sleep for the rest of the night. I'm old.
That's real.
Yeah, with your old ass, you need to be asleep.
Hey, look, I can fight though still.
Okay.
You still get it.
Okay.
The whole time I get it shaken.
Outside of the taste of women that people have this grandeur, assumption about you and, the day drinking, I, of course, know you as a pillar of the community, right? Yeah. So we have pretty much, we right here with each other when it comes to that. What is one of the most, like, outside of the white bitches, right? Sorry to call them bitches, I don't know their names. What's a misconception?
General term for women.
Shut up. What's a misconception people have about you as far as being a pillar in this community?
I think people think that I say things not to elicit a reaction, but I think people think that I pander to certain audiences. And like that bothers me because I'm like, I'm a kid who, I'm a kid from Southern Maryland, but I'm also a military kid who spent 2 years in Wyoming and then grew up in San Antonio and went to basically like a magnet art school at a big school. So like on one hand, I'm making, movies. On the other hand, I'm, on the state finalist team for football. So like I'm doing like a little bit of everything. I go off to the biggest public school damn near in the nation at UT, which is super liberal. So I come from like all these different areas. So I have like friends who are jocks. I got friends who sat back and smoked weed all day. I got friends who played Super Smash Brothers every day in the portable and didn't go to lunch. You know what I mean? Like I'm coming up with all these different people. I get off to college. Like I got UT was 1% black when I was there. When I say 1%, that's including the athletes, right? So I always say like me and PJ Tucker used to kick it in the dorm together. Like me and Vince Young were at the probates together. And that's not to brag, it's just to say, like, this is what the community is, right?
I'm starting to see where this white girl reputation is coming from.
Where it's coming from, right?
But I'm saying, like,
around this is a motherfucker.
You're around like all these different people from all these different backgrounds. And so, like, when I hype up like ex-gay wrestler, I got people who look at me crazy because like I'm not supposed to do that, apparently. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then because I can crack jokes and relate with the white folks, when I say something super black about I support ex-wrestler because they looking at me crazy. You know what I mean? And so I think that what happens with me is people decide they have this idea of what I think and how I feel based off of one conversation. And then I'll have a totally different idea about something else. And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, where did this come from? Like, I thought you felt this way about it. I thought you was cool. I thought you felt like I felt. Like, nah, man, I feel like I feel. Cause like my experience is a super unique one. You know what I'm saying? So I think like people think I'm divisive when I'm like, this is always what I've said about everything I've ever thought ever. You just weren't paying attention. You heard what you wanted to hear. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, that's the hardest part because you get to a certain amount of notoriety, a certain amount of followers, and people just decide who you're supposed to be.
Yeah. And
that's the hardest part because I got to remind them like, nah, man, these are the things I stand up for. These are the things I represent. This is how I feel. And like, you're going to have to deal with it. Like, this is not going to change. I'm not going to adjust who I am. Like, the best thing about the different companies I work for, like Pro Wrestling Torch, Fan-Sided, stuff I've done with PWI, none of them ever asked me to be anybody but who I am. They never said, don't say that word. They never said, don't write about this black person struggling to make it. Don't, not talk about what's going on with the LGBTQ wrestlers. Nobody's ever tried to pigeonhole me except the people who don't know me. You know what I mean? So that's been the biggest adjustment. People thinking you're supposed to please them and having to remind them you don't really give a fuck.
That part.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I always say? Fuck them people.
Fuck them people. Yeah, man. And so it's like these kids coming up behind you and me, like who want to write and want to create content and want to do all this. I'm like, dog, you got to make what's true to you because you're never going to please these people. You are never going to make these people happy. So you might as well be happy. You might as well put something out there in the world that you feel good about. Because like when I wrote an article about Kofi Kingston for the Torch before Kofi Mania, like before that WrestleMania. And it was basically talking about how Vince has always wanted a black All-American wrestler to be his world champion, like regardless of his ideas about race and ethnicity and nationality and how it fits in with the grand scheme of America. He's always understood the value of having like a black All-American blue chipper, right? And Kofi didn't really fit that bill. And I kind of ran through, how Ron Simmons at this point was too old, how The Rock was that, but you know, there's pushback against The Rock because he's multi-ethnic, right? I talked about how it didn't work out with Bobby Lashley the first time around for reasons. You know what I mean? But when I started talking about Kofi and like why it's important to have this, yo, them crackers was in the comments calling me. They was calling me everything, yo. I was all kinds of bastards and motherfuckers and stupid. Like it was like, yo, this is crazy. But that's how I knew what I was doing was the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I knew it mattered. And so, yeah, that's been the biggest thing, man. Having to remind people that this isn't for them. You know, this is me putting the thing out into the world. And I know it's going to resonate with who it's supposed to. And I'm just not trying to fit in your box. That's not what I'm here for.
Yeah, so because you know, I come to you all the time frustrated because you know me. I'll be wanting to fight. I don't want to argue on there. I want to like lay hands on you, and I ain't talking about church. So I come to you and I'm like, brother, I don't know if I can do this because this side of me and this side of me are two different sides. Like Lovely is the very reserved, nice, supportive, you know, auntie version of who I am. But that other side be wanting to crack y'all heads when I see you.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, with me and you especially, but like, you know, like we talk to not just content creators, but other wrestlers who deal with those same frustrations. And we always got to remind each other, like, to pull back and what the actual like thing you're trying to do is, what you're trying to put out into the world. And we got each other. Cause like, listen, I say all that, like, if I didn't have like you and I didn't have people like PB, like I would not be okay. I wouldn't be in an okay enough space to continue because we got to have a few of us telling each other it's okay. Because there's a bunch of people who saying it ain't. And it ain't, listen, it ain't just the white folks. Like,
it is
that's a whole other conversation. It ain't just the white folks, though, man. It's
also, let's talk about it. Niggas,
that's what hurts the
hate
worst.
Niggas.
Yeah,
that's the word. That's what hurts the worst.
And so
I think it kind of goes back really quick. I kind of think it goes back, and we got way more serious than we've ever gotten here.
I know. Ew, we weren't even supposed to do this with him. This is supposed to be a fun episode.
Yeah, well, no. We here now.
Gross.
You talked about the nigga at the bar with the white girls, right? And they don't want you to dabble in any of they white girl. I feel like niggas be the same way. Where niggas online especially want you they want to be able to either pull you down with them or be in a space where they can consistently critique and down everything you do. I don't know if they want niggas to win. Do you really want to win or just look good losing? Niggas.
They don't want niggas to win. They want they niggas to win. You have to understand the difference. So what happens is you have people who are just trying to lead the charge all together and help all niggas, right? But then you have people that want to push your niggas or you out the way to create a narrative for them and they people. Everybody don't want the culture to win. The cookout not real. We gotta stop that shit right there. The cookout not real.
The cookout is problematic, by the way.
That shit not real because there's no spots here. There's just people that's actually doing the work and people that's talking about doing the work and people that's critiquing the people who are talking about it or doing it. That's all it is. You just gotta figure out what category you fit in.
What up, Swerve? Sorry.
Oh shit.
This how I know the cookout ain't. Listen. I'll say this. I'll counter you and say the cookout is real, and how I know it's real is I went to the cookout and saw niggas stand on one side of it on purpose. That was like, I was thrown off, man, because there are these feuds and cliques and all this that only exist to exist. It's literally not, it ain't the white man in charge telling the niggas, you gotta attack these dudes. It ain't that. It's literally niggas deciding on their own.
Yep.
I don't fuck with this nigga. I'm gonna clown this nigga. I'm gonna down everything that they do. And I'm not even gonna take ownership of doing it.
You don't say.
Fake.
Yo,
I'm having
that
fake
really happens. Niggas do that,
dog. And just the reason it don't make sense to me is like it's never okay. I'll say this. In the case that I'm talking about, I do think that on both sides, I think both groups are actually talented and bring something, right? I do think that. Outside of this specific situation, it's always a nigga with nothing going on and nothing to show for the time he's put in, mad at a nigga doing it. And it's the craziest shit. Like, okay. I think I was telling the story. I was telling the story to my man Jeff on his show yesterday, but I'll never forget, man, when it was a Friday night SmackDown and they were talking about going to do one of the Saudi Arabia shows. And I said, look, I think somebody asked me about it, or I might have just volunteered. I'm like, look, them shows is cool. If y'all want to watch them, I got no problem with that. I'm not comfortable watching a show from the state who I feel is responsible for 9/11, right? I don't throw up no American flag. I don't kneel for the flag. I don't fucking salute the troops on the plane. I don't do none of that shit, right? But it does not mean like I don't value what them people stand for. Like both my parents are retired military. The military has made a huge way for my family. Like I come from sharecroppers, right? Like I'm 2 generations removed from sharecroppers. And so like I understand the come up that my family made. I understand how that got them to a place where you get to be from poor to middle class. Like totally understand all that. So to me, I'm like, yo, if I feel like these people made a deliberate attack and tried to throw off what my people fought for, I can't like all of a sudden watch something that they promote. That's just me. And listen, nobody else has to have those ideals. I don't expect anybody else to have them, right? So I literally said, I can't watch a show from those people. Now, if you ever took U.S. history or U.S. government, right? Ever did any of that, you know in your heart, like the people of Saudi Arabia have no power. Right. They don't vote for who's in charge. You know what I'm saying? They don't make that choice. So when I say the people who made this happen, I'm talking about the people in charge. Right. Niggas decided that I meant the citizens of Saudi Arabia. And listen, it's not that they decided I meant the citizens. They saw an opening where they could say, aha, there he goes. Yep. And it was niggas who one I had never seen or heard from before, but it was this one nigga, big fucking head on him. And when I say a big head, I don't mean he was arrogant. I mean his head literally did not fit into his avy. The biggest I've ever seen in my life.
What was his name?
I don't know. Nigga, Eddie Guerrero. I don't know. Eddie Guerrero. That nigga George Forehead. That nigga had a big fucking head. So he was like, "You dumb motherfucker," and I was like, "I have to like prove what I said wrong." Because me not knowing like that there's a problem with me and him, I'm just like, okay, he saw something wrong. But it turned into, I don't know why we still let him talk when he did X, Y, Z. I'm like, nigga, I don't even know you. Yeah. And then I had to tell him because I'm a piece of shit. I was like, dog, this is not going to make anybody read your articles. It's not going to make nobody watch your videos. None of this is going to get you a job. You're going to be mad right there with that big fucking head, thinking really hard about the next thing you can do. And I know you do a lot of thinking because you got a big fucking head. And you know what he said? He couldn't say nothing. He had to block me eventually. Like, think about it. He hated me so much that he watched every move I made until I told him about himself. Now he want to block somebody. These niggas have no spirit. These niggas have no backbone. And like that makes
you niggas that's blocking niggas. You niggas is blocking niggas don't have any coping mechanisms. That's why
you're you know what? I'm not mad about the block. Like, I'm mad about the fact that it was all good until I had something to say back to you. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we both decide we're not gonna exist, like that's cool. Like, listen, I got a nigga right now in real life that I can't stand, and that nigga can't stand me. And you know, we be in the same spots. Like, we unfortunately deal with the same women, and so we gonna be around each other, right? You know, I seen him first time I seen him. He was huffing and puffing and all that. And I was like, all right, let's go talk about it. Didn't come to a resolution, right? Saw him again like 2 weeks. And this was like October of last year. It was literally the Sunday I got back from Comic-Con, right? So I'm on a high. I'm feeling good. Like, I'm feeling great. me and this nigga got into it. Now I'm tight, right? So I got some people in town 2 weeks ago. We went off to brunch. We in the spot. I see him in there. So like, I'm feeling good. I had a couple of drinks. So I'm like, yo, I just want to make sure it ain't gonna be no problem. He was like, I can't say it's not gonna be no problem. I was like, nigga, well, fuck you then. And so it was immediately like I don't play that cute shit. Like, nigga, we either got a problem or we don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't mean like us liking each other or not, but I mean, look, I don't need to be looking over my shoulder. You don't need to be looking over yours. If we got a problem, it's head up. It's always gonna be that. I'm not. A nigga snuck me one time in college. I never forget it. It was over some girls. That happens too often. But a nigga snuck me one time in the bar, hit me right in the side of my head, man. But like my boys was there too, and they didn't see it. So him and his boys left out the back. We circled around out the front, and we beat the shit out of the niggas right there in the street. Kicked the nigga clean in his job against the car. I'm not proud of it. I just say it to say.
Yes, you are.
I'm not. I was a kid. I'm just saying I'm never gonna sneak you. There's nothing about me that's sneaky. If we got a problem and we can't talk it out, and we're gonna be in the same space, either it's static or it's not, but we need to establish it, right? But yeah, fuck that nigga. Anyway, and he knows it too. I'm not one to say fuck you and not tell you fuck you to your face. Like that's gonna be that. So he knows it's a problem. I know it's a problem, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But these niggas on the internet, man, like you, Lovely, you know way better than me, because not only do you do what I do, but you a woman, you a black woman doing it. So niggas tell you like you the subject of somebody's group chat, or niggas done, they in the Discord talking about you. And I'm just like, yo, like, I don't get niggas wasting time like that over niggas they don't know. And I don't understand when you can just reach out to them and talk. Like, again, any nigga I really had a problem with, I've tried to talk to you about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've tried to have that conversation just because we don't need to move like that. It don't need to be that. But these niggas are haters, man. These niggas, and I don't even know what they want to do other than be chatty. Gossip.
It's weird because I've never experienced this even in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So this is new to me.
Yeah.
Because the way that I normally operate, we got an issue, just like you said, either we gonna talk about it or deal with it how we're gonna deal with it, or it just don't exist. Because I come from a brand that if I don't fuck with you, you just don't exist, right? Like, I'm not spending hours upon hours going through your Facebook, trying to find out stuff about you to bring to the internet, all of that kind of crazy stuff over the premise of wrestling. Let's not forget.
Let's bring it back home.
This is all over.
Not that women are like this thing to actually compete over, but at least we're talking about real people in real life that you deal with.
Right.
Like, at least we're talking about actual situations and relationships. These niggas are mad over people they don't know who don't care about them.
That's the part I can't understand. Because I mean, like, if you want to box me over my ex, we can do that.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to argue with you because I said fuck Bret Hart.
Nah, I'm arguing. No. It's a joke. Listen. All right, listen. You guys have really inspired me. There's some folks that I may or may not have had some problems with. You know what I mean? And so to resolve it, I'll just say specifically, you know what I mean? And you know who you are.
I
feel like you did it on purpose. That's funny.
I hate him.
I feel like you did it on. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Imagine that. They don't care. I'm sorry. Fuck them niggas.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, and I got to give a lot of people credit too. There are absolutely people who I've had problems with, like who was talking slick, and like I wouldn't give them that same energy back. Mm-hmm. And they've hit me like, yo, I was a dickhead about X, Y, and Z. I didn't think he was cool. I see that you cool, like my fault. And I'm like, yo, like that's love. Like clearly you saw something or somebody you rock with saw something and they decided to take it away. But ultimately your character gonna show through. You know what I'm saying? Like ultimately, like there are people who are gonna hold a grudge forever, but most decent people are gonna see what you about. And like they even if they don't fuck with you, they're gonna stop bothering you because of it. Like I had a nigga last night. So this is the other thing, because you asked me like basically what is the most misinterpreted or misconstrued thing about me. Here's the other thing. I tweet like I talk. I don't feel the need to be like pinpoint exact when I tweet because I'm tweeting like we're having a conversation, right?
That part.
So I tweeted like last night that I literally said they have been trying to recreate Rey Mysterio for 20 years, right? 99% of people understand what I'm saying in that these wrestling companies want a pure white meat babyface who kids are going to look at like a superhero who they don't have to tweak or do a bunch of stuff with and can make a ton of merch off of them, right? Like that's what that means, right? And it also like does have the idea of you put somebody in a mask that does not have to deal with the problems everybody else in your ecosystem does. They're just superheroes, and kids can just latch on to that without getting super detailed into it. I'm saying those things, but I'm saying it in 10, 15 words, right? Some dude came at me last night and was like, one, Rey Mysterio's been around way longer than 20 years. And I'm like, all right, but I'm talking about like these 20 years. He was like, you just because you don't know about Rey Mysterio before he was in WWE doesn't mean he wasn't. And I'm like, but what I'm saying is like, of course, Rey Mysterio was somebody before that, but when was Rey Mysterio Rey Mysterio? Like to the American audience who spends the most money. He was like, nah, but he was wrestling in Mexico and blah, 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 you dumb motherfucker. And then I asked him a question. I said, where's the last place you ate lunch? And he was like, whatever, you just mad because you lost the argument. But I was like, nah, but where'd you eat lunch last? And he just kept dancing around it. And then he goes in my DMs and he's like, yeah, learn about wrestling, you dumb motherfucker, and blocks me because these people don't have real lives. These people who get mad, like mad about the wrestling, they don't have real lives. They don't go outside. They can't tell you the last restaurant they went to. They can't tell you the last book they read. They can't tell you the last pair of shoes they bought. I asked one dude, tell me about his last date, and he said, tell me about the boat from Africa. And I was like,
damn. That's I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was a good one. It was
hilarious. I didn't even say nothing back. I just laughed. Like, you got
it. You got it. Fair enough.
Nah,
Your
man,
mother, you know what I'm saying? That's like, yeah, that's all you got.
Yeah. It's just so many people who like, again, the reason I think that I'm able to do stuff in this space, the reason Lovely's able to do it, the reason like a Kaz and a Sparks and, you know, the young homie Chris, shout out to Chris.
Yeah,
praying for you always, my brother. The reason these people are able to do these things is because they're real people. Is because before any of this wrestling shit existed, they were at the parties and in the clubs at their school and working on the newspapers and in the AV club, but were also out listening to music and dating the girls or the boys, whoever they was with. And, you know, they was at the block party and they would go swimming and they would go to their cousin's house in the summer. Like they was doing like real shit. And so when you put an idea out there in the world, they understand exactly what you're talking about because you talk like a real person, right? And that, boy, 99% of the time it works, but when it doesn't, these motherfuckers get mad. And it just turns into a big thing, and I don't understand why. Like, let's talk like real people. What's the harm in that? It's a lot of harm in that. Apparently.
You have a very innocent topic, and then it goes directly to personal attacks. Like, damn, what me being ugly have to do with me saying that I think Jeff Hardy should have retired? What the fuck did that have to do with anything?
These niggas be choosing sides, and they choose companies they don't work for, and they ride for wrestlers who don't love them. And I don't get it. It don't make sense, man. It don't make sense. Like, okay, so I'm from Southern Maryland, right? I'm a Washington football fan, right? And people were like, how do you feel about the name?
Hold on, I had to get him out of here real quick. I had to get him out of here.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. But look, I understand. I get it.
Y'all killing me out. Know my asthma been taking me out these last couple of days, bro. Stop. I'm gonna die.
Yeah. Like,
you know, he said the magic word. I had to, you know.
People were like, how do you feel about the name change? I was like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter to me. And they're like, what you mean? But what about legacy and history? And like, It's cool. Like the rings don't go away. You can still buy a jersey. Like nothing's actually changed. Because at the end of the day, Dan Snyder ain't calling me for input on the team.
Right.
He probably should, but he ain't.
Y'all can't sing that little stupid song now, though.
Yeah. So look, where did I go to college? University of Texas. That dumb fucking song, right? But I'm removed enough to where I'm like, yo, they shouldn't sing that song, but they still got however many $100,000 of my money, so I'm a rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can compartmentalize what's going on. I don't feel the need to, like, people always tweet me about, how you feel about Texas and Bama, or OU beat Texas. Don't you feel like, nigga, first of all, I don't know you. Second of all, like, in the grand scheme of things, this don't affect my life, so you're not getting a rise out of me. Like, I care about my family and my dog and my dogs. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole thing. And so, nah, man, these people get way up in arms about these things that don't really matter to them, about people who will never, ever care about them. All you doing is losing sleep and your health. That's all you're doing.
I have a real life confession, right?
Oh, shit.
And we all do this. We all do this. Is we don't know people.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? There's an online perception about folks and XYZ. When we walked up on you, when we was out Dallas, out back of Wale Mania, I was 100% sure you were gonna tell us we got to get up out of here. I was like, oh, this nigga really about to put us out.
Yeah.
Because shout out to Sparks. Sparks was looking out for us because we had something we need to get into the building. And we was meet my man back there, and you was waiting out there. I don't know you.
Yeah.
I know who you is. I don't know you. I'm like, this nigga Ray, put us out. We get back there. You like, yo, what's up, yo? I was like, oh, all right, what's going on? I was like, oh, yo, cool. I thought y'all be bugging out. Well, that's it. He cool now. But you know what I mean? But I've even been one of the niggas like, okay, this yo from online. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm an outside. I'm gonna be honest. Like I do, podcasting and whatnot, but I am not used to that culture of just a nigga that be inside and I do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know that. So kind of getting new to this and being this, that was my first event where you saw the internet in real life, which was strange.
Interesting,
Yeah,
right?
it's different.
Right. It was the internet in real life. And the funny part is we out there and we have internet buddies with us.
Yeah.
Right. So it's even to see the different internet cliques and folks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the process. All I know is I've had a little bit and I'm gonna go in there and get some more and we're gonna have a good time. And to get in there and move and shake, and then the addition of seeing the internet, and it was kind of surreal because you saw the clicks,
and
then you saw, oh, that nigga don't get outside.
Here it is.
Oh, that ain't. Oh, that's just he just do this.
That's just on the internet.
Look at his shoes. I'm sorry. Anyway, it was just a whole night of that. You know what I'm saying? And it just, I understand that it's easy to fall into these little groups and cliques and look at this guy, look at him over there.
But what I will say though, that's very important is events like Wale Mania are important so you can be reminded of these ain't real people for real, because they ain't never outside with us.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't never in the get outs that I like to call them, the gatherings. They never a part of those. They at home mad at us for being there.
Yeah.
So
look at them niggas in them pictures.
A very controversial wrestler right now, who I'm not gonna say his name until a couple of weeks probably, said these people ain't real people, let alone real niggas. Why you care?
Yeah.
Ouch. That's a bizarre.
Yeah.
That is a bizarre. Why do we get so serious?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was cool. I thought we was gonna talk about titties. I didn't know.
When I get into a space like that, and I tell you what, living down here kind of hips you to it. So like when we go out for like specifically on Sundays, when we out for brunch, sun's up, everybody out drinking, right? Whenever I bring like one of my boys will come down, or even if I'm with like a girl who's the homie, we'll be like, there's one bar we go to, got the bars in the middle, so it's a big circular bar, everybody's standing around it, right? And so I'm one of those people, if I'm at a spot, I'm walking through it the whole time. I'm walking through, I'm saying what's up to people, and they'll be like, oh, how do you know that nigga and that nigga and that nigga and that nigga and that nigga? And I explain to them, oh, we're the niggas that all these girls that I also said hi to date. So we ain't got no choice but to be cool because we always around each other. I see old boy out with old girl. When I'm taking her friend out, he see me out with another one. And so it's just like that. And so you quickly learn like who the cool niggas are and who the uncool niggas are. You just do, because not only do you see him in that immediate spot, but you also see him like the other places when you're supposed to be at the house and they supposed to be at the house. And so what happens is when we get to a thing like a Wale Mania, it's respect, but you just get a feel for who's cool. You really do. Like it's a look in a nigga's eye. It really is. Like
No, it is.
When you came in, were you with Matt?
Math. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
That is,
I don't know if you heard me say
my
what's up
first
to
cousin.
him. Oh, that's your first cousin?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if you heard when we say what's up to each other. So it's when everybody was in the loading dock, he was like, hey, what's up? And you know, he's a serious looking nigga, right? He was like, hey, what's up? Hey, you the nigga from Twitter, right? With the tweets. And I was like, I stopped for a second. I was like, hey, I ain't say nothing about you, did I? He's like, nah, nigga.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, but again, it's that thing where I'm first meeting you. So let me come totally from a place of respect, just in case it's a problem. Like Jordan Grace, me and Jordan is cool, right? I talked to Jordan, but I ain't never talked to Gresham before, right? But you know, I'm a nigga from the South. So even if I know you, if you with your husband, I'm gonna say what's up to your husband first. That's just naturally in me.
Respect.
So you know, I'd say what's up. You know, my name's Cameron, this and that. And he was like, hey, how you doing? And she saw me, she's like, yeah, I fuck with the tweets. I was like, okay, it's cool. So like it was that thing where when I was moving in that room, even though it was a bunch of niggas from the internet, I gotta approach it like fifth Sunday, like I'm at somebody else's church. I gotta approach it like a brunch. Like, oh, I know that nigga fucks with such and such, and I seen him with old girl I used to deal with, but they not together. So, you know, that nigga knows who I am too. Let me just show some love, keep it moving. It don't gotta be like no cheesy shit, don't gotta be no corny shit. Just like, what's up? How you doing? So nah, man. Like Wale Mania was more like one, it was real cool that Sparks and Kaz kind of trusted me to do some of the things they needed to do. But for me, it was like, okay, if this nigga coming in through the back and he with two niggas I know, gotta be cool. So I'm not finna press. Like, it wasn't about being security, it's about making sure it went smooth. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and it's and again, like you said, you and I had never met, and it's not that you had like a preconceived notion, but ain't nothing you know about me that's gonna make you like feel one way or another. It's like, I gotta make sure this nigga cool. And like, again, you probably found out more about me in this conversation than you ever knew before. So now you're like, oh, it's a nigga from Southern Maryland. Like, oh, it's a nigga who be outside when it's time to be outside, not just like the shit that Twitter makes fun of, but like really be out here kicking it. Like,
I was kind of
start to gather all.
To be honest, I'm kind of disappointed about the white girl thing. It sucks.
They not cool like that. It's yeah, you know, like again, I'm down here as a large Hispanic population, and so like you know, that's kind of how it goes. Look at her. I don't cross your fingers.
I didn't even say nothing.
But you know, like it's more like that. But nah, man, the white women, they cool. But like, I don't even be at the brunch spots they be at.
Yo, Texas Hispanic women are like, I was like, man, Maryland Hispanic women fake. These ain't the real ones. I was in Austin. I was in Austin last summer, and I was like, They don't look like at home. They look.
Mm-hmm.
Time out. Slugs.
Yeah.
Are we gonna really lie like with this whole? Or I just be around the Hispanic women. You know what we mean when we. You know.
I know you also mean Hispanic women of a lighter complexion. I'm aware.
Okay, horchata.
I can't control that. That's not something I can affect. You know, like the young lady I see more often than not seeing. You know,
my man.
Her father is her father's first cousins with Danny Trejo, and her mother's Jewish. So I think that makes her a Puerto Rican. I don't know, but you know
what? That math works out. I
can't control it. Yeah, I'm saying that's what it is. But no, it's that thing where like we were doing a Clubhouse back when Clubhouse was a thing. It's like 2018, right? And it was like all the black kids I went to school with at UT. We're all together, and they're joking. They're like, "Yeah, came with a white woman." I was like, "Guys, y'all have literally never seen me with a white woman." And then they pull up my Facebook, and it's my ex, whose mother is white, but her father's Pakistani. So her daddy darker than me.
Nigga was doing the nigga shit. With the nigga shit.
I had to be like, yeah, you know, she not white, but you know,
she didn't put out outside a whole lot.
I had to accept it. I can't help it if these women end up being fair skinned. You know, they not white though. I'm standing on it.
My man,
your daddy not white. You're not white.
You're not gonna do that. I get asked.
My little brother not white.
Look, I get asked 2 questions about Cam all the time. Now, the first question, I still don't know why I get asked this particular question. I'm offended. I want y'all to stop asking me about Cameron's penis size. I don't think that that's a fair question for me as the friend. That's that man's business, okay?
You know what that is, though? It's the same thing. That's the same thing the nigga with the big forehead had a problem with. Why does he get away with so much? That's what it is. Like, I can't call it. But, you know,
don't ask me about it. I don't care.
Okay. I had a girl come in town like a year ago. Wait, real quick. It's a fun story. Yeah. I had a girl come in town a year ago. She was from Houston. And she just came to stay the weekend, smoke some hookah, go to brunch, whatever. So we go to the first spot. We're at this bar, and there's this girl like dancing in front of us, and she like dancing super hard. And I'm like, why is she doing that? She's like, oh, she's doing that for you. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So then we go across the street. She goes into the bathroom, and the girl goes into the bathroom. They come out, and she's like joking with her. She's talking to her. They're having fun. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'm at the bar. She said, you know what that girl told me about you? I said, that girl that I don't know. What'd she say? She said, she told me you in here with a different girl every single Sunday, and that I deserve better than that.
And she wanted to be the one.
And I never met this girl. I never met this girl. She said, I said, so what you tell her? She was like, she said, one, how you know I'm not in here with somebody when I want to be, how you know I don't like that? And I was like, oh, all right. This is a fantastic Sunday. But yeah, I think that's a lot of what it is. Like, why does this nigga get away with everything he gets away with? I'm not saying that's why. I'm just saying I understand the correlation, is all I'm saying.
And the second question is, with you being so pro-black, how do you support this white loving man? I said, first of all, I've been outside with this nigga. Okay. If something happens to me and I'm in the area that he's in, he gonna make sure I'm okay.
Absolutely.
I don't care what y'all talk about on the internet. I can joke with him. You can't, because I'll fight. I still fight.
Yeah.
I haven't grown up from that. And I will always defend Cameron until he do some other dumb shit. And
that's always been what it is for me. Like, again, remember we was in Dallas. He was like, and I was doing what I do, and we went to, you wasn't with us, it was later that day. We went to go watch the Final Four with my man Brian, and like Theo came out, we was all out there kicking it, and then Candace, I'm out there with this fine thick chocolate thing, right? We out there, we taking pictures, we having fun. My ex mad at me because she seen the pictures, all that. You know what Twitter said? A little bit, but the narrative don't change once they decide it.
Yeah, like, there's no fun in that, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, ain't no fun in that.
It's boring.
Yeah, whole time. Don't nobody. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Don't
they're
nobody
like,
come on the internet talk about their real life.
Come
it
on,
can't
now.
just be he likes women. It's never that. It's but like you said, like one, you know what I stand for. You know I got your back. I'm out there in the protests. Card carrying NAACP member. Like I'm really about this and been about it and
Before
unabashedly
Twitter.
about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's everybody wants you to be black in their way. That's what it is. That's what they want. And so, like, I got, I got buddies with white baby mamas and white wives, and I trust them with my life and my whole family's life. There just ain't one way to do it. I absolutely understand the idea that, we want to protect each other as much as possible. And this is one way to do it by keeping like the black family insulated and together. 100% right there with you, would never speak out against it. I want you to do exactly what you think is best for us. And I believe in that. But I'm not going to tell the next man how to live his life if he ain't never done nothing that makes me feel like he wouldn't take care of me or she wouldn't take care of me. It ain't worth that part of the fight. It's too much to fight for.
Hey, let me say this. Let me say this as a responsible person, right? Niggas that know me know I like to crack jokes. I crack all the jokes. Mm-hmm. From here on out, niggas, please, no inboxes, no pulling me to the side when y'all see me wherever I may be at, because I do be outside, and feeling it necessary if I don't rock with them niggas to slander them in my ear. Ain't no wins. Ain't no wins there. You know what I'm saying? So if you think I don't have a problem with nobody. But I'm not going to beef with a nigga in public for no reason, because it ain't no win there. So please don't bring that old, you see the nigga yesterday, he was.
Keep it to yourself.
I don't care. Yeah. I don't care. I don't care if the nigga you think is my arch enemy, not mine, because I was about to be terrible. Anyway,
right. You don't even know how that nigga moving. Like, yeah.
Right.
And that's a level of respect and boundaries that you have to put for yourself. Like, tell people, if I don't fuck with them, don't come telling me about them. I don't care. I don't want to hear. Leave me alone. I'm okay. Because a dog that'll bring a bone to carry one back, that will always be true. And I don't have time for that. And since we don't have time for that, we have moved on to the portion of our show called The 5 Count, Brother Man, where we ask y'all 5 questions just so the audience can get to know you just a little bit better. Little weird questions. Out of, shit like that. Is you ready?
Let's go.
All right. So outside, I don't want to say wrestling because you don't wrestle, but outside of what you do for the wrestling community, writing, all that good stuff, what is your dream career? What would that be?
Write TV. I'm working. It's funny. I'm working on a show right now. It's always weird to talk about. So I don't know if y'all know Andrea Paredes. She's a producer. She used to do a bunch of stuff with WWE. She worked with like whenever John Cena would do like the Today Show, she would help with that. She most recently did the Kids' Choice Awards. We're working on like a show now. Now, when I say TV, it might not be on TV. It might be on one of these streaming services, but
that's TV now.
That's TV.
We are, right. So we're working on basically like brunch. Like seriously, we're working on a show where it's me and one interview subject. We get together, have like a chef make their specific meal, make their drink, and we kick it like this for like 15, 20 minutes at a time. Kind of like sneaker shopping meets Drink Champs. You know what I mean? Like some cool like that. So yeah, like content has always been my thing, but I want to host. I've done like some of the acting stuff, I've done the writing stuff, but I want to kick it and get paid to kick it, man. That's always been my thing. I've always, when I growing up, I wanted to be a news anchor. And then I went to college and slept through a bunch of the classes. And my homegirl, who also slept through the classes, became a news anchor. So I was like, you know what? This wasn't for me. I love her to death. That's my dog. I know this is middle school. That's the homie. But like, yeah, that wasn't for me. So yeah, content has kind of shifted. So yeah, man, I want to host a show. I want to sit back, kick it, have some fun.
Bet.
All right. Who is your secret celebrity crush?
It's not even a secret, man. Kelly Rowland. It's been Kelly Rowland since I was a kid, man. My late best friend, God rest his soul, he went to a Destiny's Child concert one time, and he got the Cater to You dance. And I can't top him ever. He took it to the grave. Like he got the one. But not Kelly Rowland, man. That is she is just pretty and graceful and talented and has a great smile. Always Kelly Rowland. That's number one for sure.
Man.
Okay. She smell good. You know what I mean?
She do smell good.
Yeah. What's one unpopular opinion?
Sweat. I'm sorry, keep going.
Okay. Damn. What's one unpopular opinion is a hill that you are just willing to die on? You just don't give a fuck how nobody feels about it.
Is this wrestling or just life in general?
No, in general, just period.
An unpopular. That cheese doesn't go on burgers. Yeah, just. Mm-mm. And so that's
nigga what?
No, so it's funny. I'm not lactose intolerant. Like I love pizza, love mozzarella sticks, nachos, like all that. I do not like cheddar or American cheese or Swiss cheese, none of that. I just don't. So yeah, like my mother makes a fantastic macaroni and cheese, which I tolerate for some reason because it's actually that good. But like, yeah, just no cheese on burgers, no cheese on anything. Not a cheese guy.
Fam, do you know how I feel?
Y'all are both like actually offended, and it's so funny. Like the question was kind of unserious. We're supposed to have a good time with it. No, yeah, look at y'all.
No. I'm gonna be honest. I do feel away, but I love that. Like, nigga, yeah,
everybody does.
Listen, like, niggas you can't be that nigga, right? You cannot be that nigga that throw a whole cookout and be like, yo, ain't no cheese. I mean, if you want something, bring it yourself, but ain't no cheese at the
I'll watch him make the burger.
That's
I need that one. The one with no cheese.
You really think you know a guy until you find out that they don't eat cheese on their damn burger.
Yo, a nigga that don't like cheese on his burger is like a nigga that's not in the sports. I don't really get into that.
They don't even sound right. You don't like no sports? That's crazy.
It's always funny when like I try to and I'm not telling his business, he don't care. But like my man Ricky Starks does not watch sports. Like just doesn't. And so like half the time we out on a Sunday, there's an NBA game or an NFL game playing, has no interest in it whatsoever. I was like, yo, Rick, you want to go like to the bar? He's like, nah, I got to go work out. What's going on? I was like, oh, it's game 3 of the finals. They're still playing. What is it, like the Warriors and the Knicks? No, Rick, it's
the Knicks
not in. Yeah, he's totally.
He's like, no, this is
so far removed.
Yeah,
this is
no, I need my sports. I still need
my
sport.
This ain't practice, brother. All right, Joe, go, boop.
All right, this is the only. I thought this was the only question. You just gave the wrong answer to the last one, but this one has no right or. I mean, all the rest of the questions ain't supposed to have no right or wrong answer.
All right,
this one does. And I will always know the first second after that I ask the question, they make this little weird face.
Yep.
Anyway, Apple or Android?
Apple.
There's a face.
It's not even
that old. Come on now, that face. Nah, come on now.
I remember my old HTC Evo. I ran that thing into the dirt, boy.
That was a Windows-based phone. I'm sorry.
Ran that thing into the dirt, boy. Yeah, man. Apple is just everything's. I need my blue bubbles, man. I don't want the text going green. I don't want that.
Hey man, I thought y'all niggas all like green stuff. None of my business.
All right, you lost.
I didn't even get that joke. I didn't even get
you losing. Anyway, this is the fifth and final question, and this is the one that I tend to enjoy the most. Right? If you could have one superpower, what would it be, and how would you use it?
Oh, read minds. It's easy. I just think like being super fast and being super strong and all that is dope. But like there's a reason that like Professor X was always that man. Like
Mm.
if I can walk into a room and know how everybody feels, that room is so easy to navigate. You know what I mean? Like, because I wouldn't be Homelander if I had superpowers. I don't want to be company mascot at the top of the building pretending I run the world. I want to navigate the world like I navigate it, but with a little bit more incentive. So, you know, I would still want to do the same things I'm doing. But again, if I know how you feel, what you're thinking in every scenario, I'm more equipped to move in that room. And I don't even want to read everybody's minds. You know, just a few I got to know what's going on with you. You know, mostly women I argue with. Because once you can't lie to me, what you gonna do? Where we at? Yeah. Oh man, I was
This evil. Let's see what this
my
is.
ex would be sick of me, boy.
Niggas.
He actually knows what I'm thinking now. What am I gonna do? She would put a hole in her own head. Oh man, but yeah, definitely reading minds. I think, like, even on just a practical level, being comfortable in every room that you can be comfortable in, I think is the most important thing when you're trying to build up the things that we're trying to build. So yeah.
Interesting. That's the first time we got that answer. Well, not that answer, but that reasoning for the answer.
Yeah.
Because I got to know what the bitches is talking about.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, this is. What
This was for the bitches.
That's too much power.
You know
That's
how
too
many?
much responsibility, man. Not all of them, like 3 of them.
I'm gonna be
Not all
honest.
of them.
3. Just 3.
Brother Cam, I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of disappointed. You know how many scared of hoes answers you gave today? Why are you being so honest with us?
Oh man, like
It's crazy.
yeah, it's, you know, we no reason to sugarcoat things, man. We out here living. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to be as open of a book as possible, and it gets me into trouble so often, so often. You ain't never met somebody who's woken up to so many Monday texts. What were you doing? Why were you doing that? Who was you with? Why'd I have to see that? It's happened way too often in my life. You know why? Because I live life exactly like I want to. It ain't always the best thing, but it's the true thing. And I'd rather be number one at that. Yeah.
Nigga speaking sound bites and everything. Look at that. I hear you. I hear you, champ.
Zip that up.
Oh man.
Hey man, tell the folks what you got going on, where they can get at you.
Absolutely. So Twitter and Instagram, CeeHawk, CeeHawk. I don't put the phone down. So, you know, if you got Twitter open, I'm probably on there saying something crazy. It's just the way I'm built. Twitch, twitch.com/CeeHawk. We typically do our wrestling show, the Pro Wrestling Torch East Coast Cast, every Wednesday night, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central, talking about the week in pro wrestling, myself and Travis Bryant. Either Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, depending on my date card. I do the regular show, talking about the week in pop culture, making fun of the wrestling otaku, talking about To Catch a Predator.
Hey, yo,
you know,
is
just
that nigga
regular
black?
shit. Yes.
Yeah.
He's from down the street. He's from Baltimore, as a matter of fact.
No, he's not.
But
He's
yeah,
not. That is a lie. That is a lie. That is a bull. I will not let you get away with. He might have been. Might have been to Lansdowne one time, maybe.
Yeah.
He from, you know what I mean? He from from Pasadena. Or something.
There you go. He from out there way. Yeah, that's a nigga right there.
Definitely.
His daddy black. Yeah.
Yo, people.
Yeah, that's a different dude. But yeah, we have a good time on there. Yeah, right now that's all that's going on. Again, working on this show, a big undertaking, but I really want to make that happen. Even if it don't get on nobody's network, I think with the right people around, that could be a real fun thing to do. So yeah, just working, man, just working. Again, Instagram, Twitter. Twitter's mainly where you'll find me at CeeHawk. Twitch.com/CeeHawk. South Congress podcast, South Congress with a K. That is so difficult because it's the show I did with my late best friend. And so we have not done it regularly since February of 2021. I've done a few things here and there. Fun story. Went to a bar 2 weeks ago. And then I met this hairdresser and her friend. And I had this great idea. I said, hey, why don't you come back to the crib and we do a podcast? And we did. It was a lot of fun, a lot of drinks. Sat back and listened back to it and said, hey, you know what? Might not be the best thing to put out into the world.
Damn.
And then,
nice
you know,
line. Hey, girl.
You still got that recording?
Yeah, well, it's
Come
somewhere.
through the crib
You
and
know,
make a podcast, shorty.
That's
yeah,
what the one thing
yeah,
podcast niggas is gonna do is podcast their way to some pussy. Go ahead.
yeah. She could,
I
boy,
have
can she
never
hold a
done so.
mic? Anyway,
Yes, yes, yes.
anyway, but no, I say all that to say the hardest thing has been recreating the feeling and the quality of recording with somebody you've known your whole life. It's super difficult. So we still plan on doing more shows, but it's going to be very specific and very detailed. And you know, it's a measure twice, cut once type of thing with that. So South Congress podcast is still very much a thing. It's just the way you get it and when you get it, it's probably going to be some time. So yeah.
Got you.
That's what's up, man. That being said, I am IlFam790, your social media choice, aka the Anders of the podcast, and the aka Captain Bru Albano, Brew Diamond Phillips, Sticky the Dragon, Steamboat, Pod Champ, God's favorite podcast, the Potty Piper. I'm here to podcast Chew Bubblegum, and I'm all out of Dentine Ice, the senior love daddy of WFAM, where family always matters, and my tag team partner.
It's just me, lovely, as you can find me on Instagram and of course on Twitter, Lola_BLUU. Again, it's the Black Bruja that you can find everywhere with the big blue hair. This is me, that's him, that's that guy, and of course we are always something else.
Peace.
Oh shit! Say it again. Say something else. Oh, say something else. Say something else, nigga.